I was on a couple of meetup calls and Victor Momo was the guest, and he showed some stuff that freaked me out. And I want to show you this stuff, and hopefully I will do it in a way that won't freak you out too bad. All right, it's some pretty cool stuff. Got to tell you, after one of those meetings, I decided I got to find out who is this Victor Momo person. I wanted to meet him. I wanted to know how he thinks, ask him questions. Who is this guy? So I rode my horse from Portland, Oregon down to Lagos, Nigeria. I should have known something when I got to passport control in Lagos and I'm on the horse. And when you're going through passport control, wherever you are in the world, it's serious. There's guns, there's everything. Whether you go to Amsterdam, United States, Brazil, Australia, it's serious. You don't play. So the guy asked me, "So, Mr. Dusoleil, what's your business here in Lagos?" I said, "I am looking for Mr. Victor Momo. Do you know where he is?" And these guys looked at each other. And I'm looking around and I'm trying to keep my horse calm. And then finally one of these two guys, they say, "You don't find Mr. Victor Momo. He finds you. Good luck, Mr. Dusoleil. Enjoy Lagos." So I spurred my horse and we rode on into Lagos, and I pull into downtown Lagos, and it's just after sunset, and I pass by this shop, and these like 5 people are sitting around the table drinking pop and laughing, and they look serious. And as I rode past them, they started looking at me. So what's the matter? Y'all never seen a guy on a horse? And then one of them stood up and said, "Oh, you want the bomba?" I said, "No, I don't want the bomb, no. I've seen how the thing goes. What do you want here?" I said, "I am looking for Mr. Victor Momo. Do you know where he is?" And they looked at each other and got quiet. I said, "Do you know what Mr. Victor Momo is?" And this lady stood up and she threw a bottle at me and knocked my hat off. And somebody else says, "You don't find Victor Momo, he finds you." Now this has scared the hell out of me. So I spurred my horse and I run kitty kitty, yada run kata kata, because I don't want to go poof. I rode the horse straight back to Portland, Oregon. I gave up on Mr. Victor Momo that time, but I will meet Victor Momo one day. All right, so here is what he showed us. Here I've got days, okay? Day 1 through 12, and then counts, whatever these counts are. I've put day 8 right here. And then here is the key to what Mr. Victor Momo showed us. XLOOKUP will return a range. Here I've got H4, which is at 9. And I've got an XLOOKUP and a colon in between. So what's happening is this formula is bringing me back the numbers in this range between H4 down to day 8. Day 3. Now we got 9, 50, and 12. And the total is 71 here because I've wrapped it in a sum. Let me do this for you. Equals H4 colon XLOOKUP. The lookup value is going to be day 3, comma, look it up where? Look it up in this day column, comma, return array is going to be that count column. And then I can press enter. All right, now day 10. All right, the 10 days show up in this dynamic array, and wrapping it in the sum, we get the 217. Let me go ahead and do that for you. Sum, open parentheses, close parentheses. We could even do a max or something else. Let's go ahead and do that. Right, 66. So what if we had 90 right there, so it changes to 90. There you go. So let's look at some things that might be more interesting. Here I have staffing. I've got week 1 down to week 21 for the staffing need. And now I've set up an XLOOKUP on both sides of the colon. Check this out. This is helping me see how much staff I need between a range. So week 9 through week 15, let's do this, week 9 to week 15. Highlight that range, and down in the corner, I see 196 and 196 in E5. And let's look at the formula again. Rather than starting in H2, I've got an XLOOKUP that says, okay, start at whatever is C4 and go to whatever is in C6, and then do a sum. Now, here's something interesting. Distance. Let's say this is a road trip that's being planned, and we're going to start in New Whittier and end up in Heron Point. We got the distances between each city, and we are right now looking at the distance between St. Haddock and Norwood. Let me change it. How about Falls Park? And instead of starting in St. Haddock, let's start in Griffin. 482.6 miles. What is the formula? We have to use an offset because we cannot start, say if we're at Griffin, we cannot start at the 15 miles because that is the distance between Mosier and Griffin. We actually need to start with Rock Valley because that's 2.4 miles from Griffin. So, okay, so we go from the 2.4 down to the 5 for Falls Park, and then we get the distance between those destinations. So I start the range, the left side of that colon, by using the XLOOKUP, but I use the offset to go down one row after it finds what I'm looking for. This is pretty simple when you think about it, but I never would have thought about it on my own. I am very appreciative of Mr. Victor Momo for showing this, for thinking about this kind of stuff. So I invite you to go ahead and play with this stuff, and Shebi Mekatamawa. You don't find Mr. Victor Momo. He finds you.